Hello, and welcome to today's episode on life saving aid. Today, we are going to be looking at what to do for a victim who is suffering from low blood sugar level. How can we recognize this in order to take the right action to help increase their chances at survival? It's important we know that low blood sugar level is an emergency, a medical emergency, and if nothing is done, such victims are at risk of dying. Another name for low blood sugar level is called hypoglycemia. At what point do we say someone's sugar level in the blood is low? When you check using a glucometer, there's a medical device we call glucometer. This is common, especially for those who know someone who is diabetic. This is a common device you see with them. When you check their blood sugar level and you get any value below 70 milligram per DL, that victim is having low blood sugar level. Now, people who usually come down with low blood sugar level are usually diabetics. And why is this common among them? Because of the treatment for diabetes. So at times you have a situation whereby a diabetic forgets to take his food before taking medication. And so if they take the medication, it reduces their blood sugar level significantly and they don't remember to eat. And then there are times whereby a diabetic, he eats his normal food, but mistakenly takes excessive amount of the medication they are supposed to take. And then suddenly their blood sugar level drops. It's not just diabetics who are at risk of low blood sugar level. No, people who engage in prolonged fasting or those who are suffering from prolonged starvation, those who engage in strenuous weight loss journey. For example, they are going to the gym regularly, they are on highly strict diet. Some will even tell you they are on no carbs diet. What that means is that they are not taking any form of carbohydrate. And carbohydrate is a major source of glucose. And in a situation whereby you are not taking glucose, you are burning the ones that the body is generating. Such people are at risk of having low blood sugar level. Or excessive consumption of alcohol. Excessive consumption of alcohol. And that's why at times you hear stories like, oh, they were drinking and suddenly this guy passed out, and then you hear, oh, this person died. So what usually happens is that when you take alcohol excessively without eating, it reduces the blood sugar level, and such victim begins to experience all these things we're saying. And unfortunately, people usually misunderstand it to say that they are already drunk, whereas they might be having symptoms of hypoglycemia. So those who engage in strenuous exercise without taking any meal to replace what they have lost, they can suddenly develop low blood sugar level. Now, how do we recognize a victim who is suffering from low blood sugar level? They start complaining of headaches, lightheadedness, inability to concentrate or to focus on a task. Some might be experiencing dizziness. Some might be shaking. You literally see them shaking. Some might be having excessive sweating. They suddenly start sweating profusely. You look at them and like, what's happening? You say, I don't know. I'm just sweating excessively. I'm feeling dizzy. I want to fall. Some will tell you my heart rate has increased. Like my heart is beating faster. So I might be having difficulty with breathing. When you begin to see these symptoms that we've mentioned, please and please, what you do at that point, as long as the victim can still tell you their conversation, that they are telling you, I'm feeling dizzy, I'm feeling headache, I'm feeling weak, I feel like falling down. Please, at that point, what you need to do is to look for a high energy meal or drink and give to them. Take, for example, if you have honey at home, 2 tablespoons or 3 tablespoons of honey you can give to the person by mouth, let them swallow. It can raise their blood sugar level. You can get cubes of sugar. If you have glucose powder, you can easily mix or give directly or mix in water and give to them. Soft drinks, juice, please and please give. Biscuits that are high in sugar, like all those your cream biscuits, not crackers. Please, this is not the time to go and be giving zero diet Coke, or you go and be giving all those drinks that contain no sugar. No. At this point, what they need is something that can easily raise their blood glucose level. When you do that, you observe the victim. You give them time and you observe them. At times, the symptoms might persist. And that's why it's important that even when you've given them these drinks, even when you've given them high energy meal, please and please still take them to the hospital to be properly assessed so that the cause of this low blood sugar level can be identified and treated accordingly. However, there are some peculiar situations in which this low blood sugar level, as they are complaining and having headache and feeling dizzy, they can actually collapse. In such situation, when they collapse, that's not when you start trying to force a bottle of Coke or juice through their mouth. No, at that point, when they collapse, they've lost the ability to swallow. So it means if you're trying to give them anything through the mouth, you are putting them at risk of choking. So you are further complicating their situation. So one of the sad complications of low blood sugar level is that it can affect the heart. And when it affects the heart, it is capable of causing cardiac arrest. And how do you know? So you see a victim who is suffering from low blood sugar level, complaining of headache, dizziness, feel like falling, tiredness, and all the complaints we mentioned, excessive sweating, they cannot concentrate, they are anxious, there is anxiety and all that. And then this victim suddenly collapses to the ground. What do you do? That's not the point where, that's not the time to start trying to give energy drink or pour water on the victim. No, what you quickly do is to lay the victim on their back. You try to assess, is this victim still responsive? Hello, hello, can you hear me? Hello, hello, can you hear me? There's no response. Next, you look at the chest wall. Is it rising and falling? It means you're trying to assess, is this victim still breathing? You try to put a finger around the nose if you will feel air hitting your fingers. If you can't feel that, it means this victim is not breathing. Next, you check for pulse. Where do we check for pulse? At the junction between the lower part of the jaw and the neck. You press deep with your two fingers at that junction. You will feel something hitting your fingers. That's the pulse. We call it the carotid pulse. Now, in situation whereby you don't feel this pulse hitting your finger, it means this victim is having cardiac arrest until proven otherwise. It means that this victim is unresponsive. And now you've assessed and you are certain that this victim is unresponsive. Remember, we started from low blood sugar level, but this low blood sugar level have become complicated and deteriorated into cardiac arrest. In this situation, giving high energy drink or diet is not the solution. That will only worsen the situation, whereby it can cause choking hazard to this victim, because this victim is unable to swallow. So giving anything to raise the sugar level is a no-no. You don't give anything through the mouth. What do? You've assessed this victim is unresponsive. You come to the chest, the middle of the chest, the lower part, in between the two nipples. You clench your fist. You place your two knees on the ground, clench your fist, and then you start giving chest compression. Your aim is to keep giving between 100 to 120 chest compression every minute as you make your way to the hospital. If you are in an environment where you have access to emergency medical services, please activate emergency medical services as you continue with your chest compression. If you are in an environment where it is not readily available, please and please make provisions to transport the victim to the hospital. But while you are doing that, please continue the chest compression until you get to the hospital. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. You keep this cycle going until you get to the hospital. So please and please, someone who has low blood sugar level is a medical emergency. You must be able to recognize it in order to take the right action so that this victim do not deteriorate into cardiac arrest. However, even when the victim deteriorates to cardiac arrest, you should be able to recognize it early in order to help increase the chances of survival of this victim by starting CPR early. So it's not enough to know how to perform CPR. You must be able to recognize when you need to perform CPR. This way, you'll be able to increase the chances of survival of the victim. I hope this video helps someone out there. Share this video so that together we can help save many lives. Stay safe out there.